shouldn't expect outright performance from this motorcycle. You should, expect good cruising capability, good reliability, no doubt it's a Honda, fantastic maneuverability, and an overall good package which is targeted to a matured audience. It's not for youngsters, that's for sure. It's not that the young people cannot ride it, but at the same time, it's not targeted towards the young audience, it's targeted towards the more matured audience. Hello and a very good afternoon, YouTube. How is everyone? I hope each one of you are doing absolutely fine. I am fine too. It's a wonderful afternoon over here in Kolkata, all bright and sunny with good vibes all over. I'm really liking it. It's very pleasant in this time of the year over here. So soon it'll be hot and summer, and it'll be quite difficult to ride in this time of the day, but for now it's very pleasant and I'm really liking it. So yes, I have been riding the bike for quite some time now. I have done around 5,500 kilometers in this motorcycle. So I believe that it's a very good time to throw in my thoughts about the bike. I mean, how it performs, what are the pros and what are the cons, what all I had to do with it to live with it, and what all are the things that I couldn't do anything. So yes, in short, guys, I would definitely recommend this bike to anyone who is planning to buy it, because this is seriously a very good motorcycle to have with you. A very trusted one, a very refined engine is there. Yes, as we all know that no motorcycle in this world is perfect, so this one isn't an exception. This one also has its own flaws, which I would be talking about in a moment. So, but before jumping into that, let me just give you all an idea of for whom this bike is actually made for. Like, you see, if you are trying to upgrade to this motorcycle from say a 150cc category motorcycle, then it is okay. You would be completely happy with it. The performance and everything is going to keep you entertained, and at the same time it's not that intimidating. So it's good for you. It will be very good for you. But I shifted from a 250cc single cylinder motorcycle, as you all might know, the Honda CBR 250R, to this motorcycle. So I won't say that I am very happy with the performance, although there is no problem with it, but the way the performance is laid by the company is something which I would like to talk about. Like, see, this is not a motor to be pulled extremely hard or doing triple digit speed and all those stuffs. Like in a Honda CBR 250R, in this particular stretch of road, doing triple digit speed was no problem at all. But this motorcycle is not meant for that kind of speed. This motorcycle is meant for riding in a relaxed manner. I feel that 100 kilometers per hour is something which is okay for this bike. You should not ride above it. Like, let me give you an example. Okay, a KTM Duke or RC390. Okay, can you ride it slow? Yes, you can. But would you like it when you ride it slow? Absolutely not. It's not a bike to be ridden slow. So quite obvious that you won't like it when you ride it slow, but it can be ridden slow. Similarly, this particular motorcycle, Honda Highness CB350, can it be ridden fast? Yes, it can be ridden fast. It can be ridden quite fast as per the capability of the category of this motorcycle. But would you like it when you ride it fast? Absolutely not. Since this bike is not, targeted for speed, it's not targeted for high speed, so you won't like it when you ride it fast. This bike is there for the, for those lazy afternoon rides. Relax in your motorcycle and go for those long hauls. I mean, just take the needle past 90 kilometers per hour and sit there all day on the open highways. This bike is for those occasions. So don't have this feeling in your mind that it's a 350cc motorcycle, so it's going to, give me the thrill of those triple digit speeds and all. No, it's not a motorcycle for that kind of thing. It's a motorcycle for, cruising in a relaxed speed. That's what it is meant for, and that's what if you do, you will be 100% satisfied and 100% happy with it. It has got a very good exhaust note, as we all know. So if you ride it in the relaxed speed range, you're also going to stay entertained with the rumbling noise coming from behind or under your seat from the exhaust. So it's not that you're going to feel bored or something, but I just wanted to make one thing clear, that if you are upgrading from a 150cc or 200cc category motorcycle, then you shouldn't expect outright performance from this motorcycle. You should, expect good cruising capability, good reliability, no doubt it's a Honda, fantastic maneuverability, and an overall good package, which is targeted to somewhat a matured audience. It's not for youngsters, that's for sure. It's not that the young people cannot ride it, but at the same time, it's not targeted towards the young audience, it's targeted towards the more matured audience. So that's one thing. And yes, I personally think that Honda could have, or should have given it a bit more power in terms of bhp. Like we all know that this bike is somewhere around 21 PS, I believe. So if you research, then you would find a lot of 250cc or even 200cc motorcycles, they are, having bhp of somewhere around 25. I can understand that this bike is not, targeted for that particular genre of motorcycle, but still, if Honda had given that extra few, bhp in this, like say, if they had given it a 27 PS, maybe, then it would be a huge difference in the performance. There would be a lot more fun to ride it than what it actually is at the moment. So that's one thing I feel, and nothing could be done about it, just my feelings. So now let's come to the points which, I feel are negative in this bike, which should have been done in a different way, or could have been done better in this particular motorcycle. So yep, let's start from the front. And the number one thing which I really hate about this motorcycle, that is the headlight. The headlight is seriously something which I cannot live with, guys. I mean, it doesn't do justice even a bit. It is so low at night that hardly you feel that anything is, there in front of you. I mean, any source of light is there in front of you. You don't feel it at all. So I would definitely recommend doing something about it. Like, we cannot do anything to the headlight since it's an LED unit. We cannot change the bulb or anything. That cannot be done. So that's why I had installed a pair of fog lights in it. So I would definitely recommend anybody considering to buy this bike to keep in mind that you need to install a pair of fog lights to accommodate for the lack of illumination in front of you at night. So that's one thing which you should keep in mind if you're buying this bike, or if you already have this bike, that the headlights are a really big low side in this motorcycle. The next thing which I would like to say are the tires. The tires in this bike doesn't go with the segment of this motorcycle. That's what I feel. They should have at least I mean, I'm happy with the section of the tire. I'm not complaining why the tires are thin, because the tires are doing their job well. But occasionally I have felt kind of wobble from the front wheel. Now that is not any mechanical fault. That happens due to somewhat inferior quality of rubber. I mean, inferior quality of tire, which is present in your motorcycle. So. Could we do anything about it? Well, practically I don't think so, since this is the 19-incher in the front. So there is very less options available in the market for a 19-inch tire. So I think we are equipped with the best and the most reasonable one. So what you could do if you also face any kind of wobble from the front side of your motorcycle, like the handle, so what you could do is you could modulate the tire pressure, or have your suspension and the cone set checked at least once. That you could do, but apart from that, you don't have any other options to tickle with it. And the rear tire, I mean, the overall tire experience is not great in this motorcycle. I mean, it's good, it's doable, I can live with it, that's okay, but it could have been better. It could have been far better than what it is. So yeah, Honda might say that for that they have an option of the RS, but frankly speaking, that's a different category of motorcycle that doesn't fall in the cruiser segment. That falls in the to me, that looks more of a scrambler or a cafe racer, you may say, but not a cruiser. So I wanted a cruiser, so why would I go for that one? So, and if I want, I cannot just retrofit those tires in my motorcycle, since the rear wheel of that bike is a 17-incher and this one is an 18-incher. So that is beyond question that I won't be able to swap the tires from that motorcycle. So that option is not there. Now there are a couple of other points as well which are a bit technical in terms, which I would like to mention over here, is that I faced an issue with the ECU connection. The ECU connectivity was not completely waterproof, and water had seeped in while I had pressure washed the motorcycle once, and had created some kind of problem. While I was riding, the bike stalled suddenly, and then I had to take care of it by removing it and then drying it completely and then putting it back, and the problem was resolved. And later on, I had done a jugaad by wrapping electrical insulation tape, and the issue is completely resolved now. But this is something which I don't expect from a company like Honda. They should have tried and tested this thing. Maybe it's just my motorcycle that has this issue. I don't know about it, but somehow I think that this issue should have not been there, and Honda should have provided much better sealing to that particular electrical section, so that water doesn't seep in and cause this particular problem. So nonetheless, that issue has been addressed by me, and I didn't face any such issues anymore after that. I had washed the bike a lot of times, so it didn't crop up anymore. So I assume that the issue is completely resolved. But that's another thing which I wanted to mention. If you're interested to know the details about it, then I have a dedicated video regarding this particular thing. I would definitely put the link in the description of that particular video, so you can go and you can check it out. Yes, apart from that, I have heard from a few fellow riders who ride the same motorcycle that they are facing issues with rust at certain places in this motorcycle. So although I did not find any such thing on my motorcycle, but see, this is something which is you cannot avoid it. Rust is something which is unavoidable, basically. If you're riding, if you're using any kind of iron like this motorcycle, there is a lot of iron over here in this motorcycle, as we all know. So if you're using iron, and if it comes into contact with water or moisture, then rust is definitely going to be there. So it all boils down to how, well you take care of your motorcycle. Like after you have a thorough wash of your motorcycle, you should make sure that all the water droplets have been dried properly, or while you ride in the rain, make sure that you take care of the water residues which accumulates in the motorcycle. So I know it's not possible all the time, but so you cannot complain really about it. But since rust is a kind of an issue, so I would definitely like to put it in one of the negatives, that rust, yes, since this bike has a lot of iron in it. So if you are planning to buy it, then you should be aware that there has been instances in the market where people are facing issues with the rust. Nonetheless, there was another issue of high altitude, which obviously we all know had got resolved by the company. They had recalled all the owners of the CB350 and retuned and remapped the ECU for better outright performance over the hills and at high altitudes. So that issue has also been taken care of. Apart from that, I don't think that there was any other issue as such. But yes, a small thing which I would like to mention over here is I am quite happy with the rear brake of this motorcycle, but the front brake is too wooden. It feels too wooden. I mean, the brake feel is missing. Like I said, I shifted from a CBR250R to this particular motorcycle, and the braking in CBR was far better. The braking feel, I didn't find it quite good, and that is the reason, I don't know whether you have noticed or not, the levers are different on my CB350. I had changed it. I had changed the complete master cylinder of the front brake along with the lever, and I had also installed a black color lever to go on the clutch side to go to go with the black color combination. So, and yes, doing so had completely resolved the brake feel. Now I get a better bite from my brakes, I mean the front brake, and also a better feel. But it's not as such an issue. I had ridden with the stock levers for more than 4,000 kilometers, and I did not face any issue whatsoever. It's just that as a personal preference, I didn't like the feel of the stock levers and the stock braking performance. So I had upgraded to this particular master cylinder, doing which had given me that extra feel from the brakes, and the bite has also improved marginally. Now, apart from this, I couldn't mark any other, big negatives from this motorcycle. I mean, small things here and there will be there with all motorcycles. Minor niggles will be there, like the mirrors and all. I was not satisfied with the mirrors, so I had to, upgrade to these Avenger ones. And they do the job really well now. It's not that I couldn't live with the small ones, I mean the stock ones, but this one does the job better, and it's not very costly, so why not upgrade to it? That's the reason I had chosen to upgrade this particular mirror set, and it's all good now. Another small thing which I believe all the CB350 owners by now must have done, that is the mud flap. The front fender, the front mudguard, it's a tad bit smaller than what is required. So when you go on water, when you ride your motorcycle through water, it splashes the mud and everything onto your feet, and sometimes up till your knee. So that's really awful. But after installing the mud flaps, either from Carbon Racing or now it is available in the Honda dealership as well, the issue is completely resolved. So that's another minor niggle which is there in this motorcycle, which you should be aware of if you are planning to buy it. But these are all minor things, nothing to worry about as such. So as I was saying, guys, like all other motorcycles, this one also comes with its own pros and cons. This bike also has its own pros, which I would talk about in a moment. And like I said, the headlight is a big no. The illumination is not that good from this particular headlight, and that is the reason I had to install these aux lights, these fog lights, which you could see. These are from Mad Dog, and they do a really good job in illuminating the road in front of you, and they are enough. Maybe if I ride in the highway at night, I would upgrade them as well to even a better one, but for now they do the duty really well. And this is a shad top box that I had installed, SH29, as you can see, and for that I also had to install the Zana top rack. And as I had mentioned in my this installation video, that you cannot install this particular top rack along with the split seat which is available from Honda. I had the split seat on, but I had to remove it just to so that I could install this top rack. If you install this top rack, it is not going to accommodate the split seat over here. So that's why I had to remove the split seat. So you have to keep that in mind as well, that if you are installing the top rack, then you have to remove the split seat. You cannot install the split seat. Both of them don't go together. Either of them could be installed. So this was very much necessary for me. That's why I had to remove the split seat and go with the single piece seat which came with the bike. And apart from that, as I said, everything is just awesome with this motorcycle. Nothing whatsoever has given me the hint that something might be wrong somewhere. So that pretty much sums up regarding the cons about this motorcycle. The horn is sufficient, more than sufficient. I have the DLX Pro, so I have the dual horn setup, and it is doing its duty really well. I don't feel the need of upgrading the horn, and the indicators and everything, electrical components, everything is doing its job really well. And as I said, I had to upgrade the brake. Now you see this master cylinder, this one I had borrowed it from Yamaha R15. I had this particular one installed in my CBR as well, so they really do the job really well. As you could see, the lever is a bit bigger than the stock one that comes in Honda, and also the master cylinder, this master cylinder does the job really far better than the ones which is available from Honda for this motorcycle. So the braking performance from the front brake has improved considerably, and the feel of the brake is also much better now. And I had also installed a black colored lever to go with the brake lever, which is also black in color. So that's something which I wanted to show. That's why I had stopped, and I had to change the brake pads once for the rear and the front. So the brake pad change for the bike has been done once. Apart from that, and apart from small niggles here and there, I don't find any big disadvantage buying this particular motorcycle. So you could definitely go and buy this if you want to. So yes guys, now let's just talk about the advantages or the pros which I feel is there in this motorcycle. Very easy to ride. Now that's something which everyone who owns this bike would agree to. This is a very easy to ride motorcycle, guys. And there's no second thought about it. It is not intimidating at all. It is very, and at the same time, so as I was saying, it is not intimidating at all, and anybody who has a few couple of years of experience of riding can ride this motorcycle well enough in the city and in the highways, no problem whatsoever. Yes, the quick overtakes are not that easy in this motorcycle, but nonetheless, if you plan your overtakes well, if you know, are organized enough in the road, then there should not be any problem. So that's a big advantage in this motorcycle, that anybody can ride this motorcycle since it is so easy to ride. Comfort, I would definitely, you know, say that this is a very comfortable motorcycle. The riding posture, the seat, the handlebars, the foot pegs, everything are positioned perfectly to give you a very comfortable ride all through. And as we all know, this bike does not have any vibrations whatsoever on any speed. So you need not worry about vibrations at all. The gear shifting is exceptionally smooth and slick, very assuring. Simple engineered bikes are always good for, you know, long tows. So this bike is a completely air-cooled motorcycle. The engine is a completely air-cooled unit, so there is not much complications to it, like, you know, it is there in the liquid-cooled or the oil-cooled ones. So less hassles. It could be repaired very easily anywhere by any, you know, good mechanic, of course. Everything you see, you know, in the handlebar, I mean, the levers, the foot pegs, and everything are engineered in a very simple manner, so that you know, to avoid complications and all. So that is something which I really like in a motorcycle which is targeted for touring, because in a touring you always want things to be as simple as possible. I mean, the more complicated it is, the more, you know, difficult it becomes when or if it, you know, fails on you. So that is also another big plus for this motorcycle. This is built very simple. The exhaust note, to me now, see guys, this is a personal preference. The exhaust note adds a lot of, you know, riding pleasure to me. I mean, when I twist the throttle on such an open highway, and the melody which comes from the exhaust, you know, really adds to the pleasure of the riding. Now, it could be preference, you might not like it. I like it a lot, and I feel that's an advantage of, you know, riding this motorcycle. And it is not outright annoying. I mean, the exhaust is not that loud that it will be annoying. It is so pleasing to the ears. You get a very decent fuel economy out of this motorcycle. It is somewhere around 30, it is somewhere in between 30 to 40. So that is quite decent. I have been getting that fuel economy all through, so no complaints there. It's a 350cc motorcycle, so anything above 25 is supposed to be very good, very healthy. So that's there. It is equipped with ABS, so the safety net is, safeguarded. You don't have to worry about, braking safety. But as I just said, that Honda could have, squeezed in a bit more bhp out of this machine. I mean, it would be a very good thing to have around 26 or 27 PS out of this motor. But nonetheless, the torque is best in class. It generates 30 Nm of pure torque from the rear wheel. So that's really something which you are going to feel all the time, and which is going to keep you a lot more entertained, and somewhat make you forget about the, low bhp figure. It has also got an inbuilt hazard switch, so you need not worry about, installing your hazard system externally from somewhere. So that's something inbuilt, and you're going to get it along with the motorcycle. So that's also a good thing. Not a big advantage, but it's a very good thing. Now the smoothness of this machine is also something which I would like to count in the advantages. Okay, this motor is exceptionally smooth, exceptionally refined. And that is another reason why I chose this motorcycle when I bought it. So if you are a person who likes a smooth engine, smooth refined engine, then you are going to fall in love with this motorcycle. Trust me. It is so smooth, so vibe free, so refined. The gear shifts are so slick and so, assuring. It's not a light motorcycle, guys. It's moderately, weighed machine. But you won't feel the weight when you ride it. Now that's something which has been, engineered into this motorcycle, that you don't feel the weight while you ride the motorcycle. You only feel it when you, when you walk with it. I mean, in the parking lot or somewhere, in the fuel station perhaps. Other than that, while you ride the motorcycle, you don't feel the weight at all. It's all light and all, comfortable. I had bought a couple of spares for this motorcycle in an occasion when I, opted for servicing the motorcycle by myself at home. The price of these spare parts, I feel, are way reasonable. I mean, they are not cheap, guys. Okay, they are not cheap, but at the same time, they are not costly. I mean, this bike has been sold from Big Wing showroom of Honda. So I thought that maybe since it is being sold from the premium outlet of Honda, so these spare parts might be priced a bit premiumly. But that's not the case at all, guys. I mean, it is quite reasonable and it is quite accessible by anyone. So that's another relief from people who, already ride this motorcycle or plan to buy it, right? So spares are something which you, need to buy for your motorcycle as long as you ride it, as long as you owe it. So it's going to be a permanent expenditure that you got to make while you ride your motorcycle. So that is another big plus for this motorcycle, since the spare parts are very reasonably priced. This bike can do 90, 100 in an open highway all day long without, feeling the need of stopping anywhere. You could do all day 80, 90, 100 in this motorcycle all day long. That's for sure. Now there is another debatable topic over here, guys, that is the suspension setup of this motorcycle. Like you see, the suspension is on the stiffer side in this motorcycle. Now see guys, the suspension of this motorcycle is tuned on the stiffer side. So that could be, negative to a few people. But it is a big positive for me. Because I feel since the suspension is on the stiffer side, it is so good to ride this motorcycle, glide through, bad patches of road. It is only possible since the suspension is on the stiffer side. I mean, it is not very stiff, but it is on the stiffer side. It is not soft by any means. So that is something which I would like to count as a pro, as a pro of this motorcycle and not a con. So I just wanted to, mention that. So it will be easy for you to, understand and choose accordingly. I must say, guys, the braking performance of this motorcycle, I mean, the brake feedback and the brake feel from the front brake has improved exceptionally after I, upgraded to this particular master cylinder. You can also do so. What you have to do is just go to your Yamaha dealer, any Yamaha dealer around you, and ask for the master cylinder kit, the master cylinder, complete master cylinder, this one from Yamaha R15 version 1 or version 2, not the ones which came out later, because they have a different setup. This particular one is from version 1 or version 2. Both of them share the same one. It costs somewhere around 4,000 rupees, guys, somewhere around 3,800 or something. But I would definitely recommend having it installed from a professional mechanic who does all these jobs. You also need to purchase a bottle of .4 brake fluid, since replacing this is going to require some amount of brake fluid, and have your system bled for proper brake performance. So that is something which you got to do, and you can enjoy better braking performance out of your motorcycle. And this particular clutch lever, which is also black in color, this one is from Honda Shine. So yes, that's it, guys. To sum it all up, this bike caters to those people who needs a simple engineered premium motorcycle and is happy with a cruising style of motorcycle. A lot of genres of motorcycle, right? So this falls under the cruiser genre. So anybody who likes cruising ability in a motorcycle and a cruising style of performance from a motorcycle is going to be very happy with this motorcycle. Anybody who likes outright performance from a motorcycle, I mean triple digit speed and a very quick motorcycle, is going to be very, very, very dissatisfied from this motorcycle, since this is not made in that design. I mean, this bike is not designed like that, and it doesn't cater to those group of people who like outright performance from their motorcycle, right? This is meant for people who likes to cruise through traffic and ride their motorcycle in a relaxed way. So they are really going to like this motorcycle, and also the premium feel that it gives you that is exceptional. And I could definitely tell you that if you are interested in this particular category or genre of motorcycle, then you should definitely give this one a try. At least go for a test ride, and I'm sure it's going to steal your heart right away. You're going to fall in love with it. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. I tried to sum up every negatives and positives that I could feel from this motorcycle, and to let you all know what I did in my motorcycle, how I, minutely tweaked a few things to, make it more sensible and make it more usable. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. I hope that it helps you in making a good purchase decision if you're planning to buy a motorcycle of this kind. Please ride and drive safe, guys, and keep watching my videos. I will definitely bring in much more content in near future, so please stay tuned. I thank each one of you all who has subscribed to my channel, and I would request that if you're watching this video and if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. That gives me a lot of motivations to make more videos and share more information with y'all. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning back to my channel. Please take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye.